What's good? What's good? Hello, everyone. And it's another pop-up. Yes, yes, I did it again. But I didn't really just pop up because I told y'all what I had going on this Monday. I told y'all it's gonna be giving TikTok vibes to the millions of power. So guess what? I have a TikToker. This is what the young folks call them, TikTokers. I have a TikToker with of over a million followers, and she's from right here in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Ew.
Oh,
Hey, cousins.
oh my god! Look,
Oh my
oh
goodness.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! First of all, thank you to everyone who tuned in last something. I be doing so much at one time I don't remember, but the last interview that was aired, the last live interview with me and OGD. Thank y'all so much for the likes, for the shares, for the comments. I most definitely appreciate it. Also, thank you for my shirt, y'all. Shout out to DSD, Do Something Different Ministries, for my shirt by Faith.
Yes. Yay.
That's how we rocking over here.
Yes.
Let's get this party
Let's get it.
started. Let's get this party started. So go ahead and like introduce yourself. For those who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, of course, I'm your favorite cousin that you didn't know you needed, Lady Painted 90 from TikTok, also Lady Painted _MUA on the gram. And for those on Facebook, Aria Lathan. So, yes.
I don't even know where to start with you. So let's start. I do not what I mean, like I look up and you got a millie. Like
Hold on, put some respect on my point one.
oh
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
millie point
Point
one.
one.
Point one. My bad. My
Put my
bad.
respect on my Millie point
Yeah,
one.
my bad. You have a millie. You have a millie point
Point
one
one.
TikToker. So let's start with this. What made you get on TikTok?
It's actually a funny story that a lot of people don't know. So actually back in the Gap, I was working at a loan company, right? And so one of my employees, she was like, "Are you on TikTok?" And I said, "For what?" You know, after you get a certain age, you got all these different platforms. You got Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and you're just like, "Baby, I'm not downloading nothing else." And so she was like, "No, no, no, no." She was like, "You don't have to like really do anything. You can just watch the videos. They're hilarious." And I knew she was telling the truth because for some reason, if it goes on TikTok, it ends up on Instagram. And so I would see the videos anyway. And I was like, you know what? Let me just download it. And I did. And at first I was just a spectator. And next thing you know, I was like, well, you know what? I was getting ready for work one morning and I was really bored. I had just bought like a bunch of drugstore makeup. And that was what the thing was. I showed people how to do a glam beat on a drugstore budget in that video. I put it out there, didn't know nothing about TikTok, right? Put it out there thinking nothing of it. And I was at work and I kept wondering why my phone kept dinging. It was like off to the side. I wasn't supposed to be on my phone, but my phone kept lighting up. And I'm just like, I know I paid my bill. So I'm like, what's going on? And so when I finally got home, the video had went viral. And I was like, word? And next thing you know, I went from like 10 people following me to 8,000 in like less than 24 hours. It was insane. So
Wow.
yeah.
So how did you get from the 8,000 to the millie? I'm sorry, the millie point one. How did you get from 8,000 to a millie point one?
Um,
Please let us know. So this is what I want to hear now. Y'all know my interviews. Listen, we keep it real, okay? So
10,000.
look, we keep it a millie point one over here.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
we don't want it. Well, I'm gonna say what we don't want to hear. Okay, we don't want to hear what we regularly hear. Okay, we want to hear the truth. We want to know, like, when I
The,
ask you
the,
these
the nitty
questions,
to the gritty. You
you
want
need
the,
to know the nitty
the
to
meat
the gritty.
bones. Yeah.
The one thing it's not easy.
No.
It's
Oh
it's
God.
not
No.
easy at all. So we want to hear the truth.
Can
We
you
want to hear
handle the
the truth.
truth?
We want to hear the truth. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Don't sugarcoat it for us. Nothing. None of that. Not here. Not here. Also dope. Not here. Okay. So let us know, like, not just necessarily the steps, but the time. The consistency that it takes to get from that 8,000 to 1,000,000.1.
Yeah, the thing was the crazy part about it, I never had any intention on this becoming a thing, right? So what it was, some of y'all that don't know, or a lot of y'all, I've always been known for doing makeup. I've been doing makeup now in the city for about 15 years, and you know that's one of the things that I was so passionate about and I love to do. But the next thing you know, I was like, okay, there's a lot of people that actually need help with makeup and don't know certain things. And so, you know me, I've always been a big-hearted person. I love to teach people and just give knowledge and just give motivation. So what it really was, the next video, I had did a couple of like videos teaching people how to do makeup, but what really took off was when I was doing my makeup in one of the videos and I was being motivational and I was pouring out to people. So it became basically motivational makeup. And then that video went mega viral. And so after that, I became known as the Daily Reminders lady. Oh, and so, yeah, I posted a video in, I want to say 2022. It was actually in, I want to say around either not December 2022. It was like around, it was early in the year. It was like around January or February of 2022. I posted a daily reminder and that video went to 1 million in like 2 days. And so next thing you know, it was just like I went from like maybe like 75,000 people to like 100 something thousand, and it went crazy. Like I couldn't even control it. Every video I was posting, it was getting shared multiple times. Everything else, people act like I was literally doing motivational at one point, to the point that I wasn't even doing makeup. But then people would be like, "Ooh, how she did this? How she did it?" I would see the comments and people was asking like, "Damn, my makeup fine," or whatever. Like, and it was going crazy. And I was just like, okay, I can really do this. So what it became something fun and a hobby. I never expected it to become a business. I never thought about it that way, even though, you know, the year of the influencer has been around for years now, right? And so I'm just little old me. I ain't trying to be nothing, you know, too crazy. Right. I was used to having a 9 to 5, all that jazz. And so I just kept doing it because I built a tribe and I built my community. And like, people would inbox. Let me tell you something. The thing that got me when I knew that I needed to keep doing it, I'll never forget this inbox message. So a young man, he had to be like 14, found me on Instagram, inboxed me, and he literally told me, he was like, today was the day I knew that I was going to end my life. And he was like, for some reason, before I did it, I opened up TikTok and your video came up. And you started to speak, and it felt like you were speaking directly to me. And I want you to know that you gave me the will to go on. And I want you to know that if nobody told you, you're doing God's work. And I was like, I was literally in my car on my lunch break, and I started crying. When I saw that, I just broke. I just was like,
yeah,
woo! That's heavy. Like it was really heavy. And I knew then, I was like, okay, you know what? God don't make mistakes. He makes decisions. And so when I realized the difference that I could make just by being myself, being funny, making people laugh and pouring back into people, I was like, this might've been something I was born to do. And I just went with it. And even when things got hard, because at some point people were taking my videos, I had somebody steal my entire identity on TikTok. They made a whole separate TikTok
page.
I kid, when I say I was ready to fight, I'm talking about look, if you buck, but look, if you buck, look, if you buck. I was mad because I was like, how you gonna take all the stuff? I'm talking about they went down my entire page. They took my profile pictures. Wow. Like they created a whole other profile. They did lady painted .90. And then what made it worse, they were inboxing people, asking people for money. Yeah. So what I tell you,
look, and you could at least use my real cash out. So they can send the money directly to me.
Facts. And so I'm like, you getting some coins off of me? And I'm not I was like, oh no. And so when I tell you that it took hell and high water, I had to report. Pages was popping up all over the place. People were taking my videos and taking them to other platforms. They were using my audio and taking them to other platforms. And when I say it was a struggle and a journey, because there was so many times where videos I had done that had went little viral, because you have different like stages to going viral, really. And so they would go a little viral, and then people would take them, put them on Instagram, and they would hit millions of views, but they wouldn't tag me. And people would be like, oh, you're so this, so that, and all that. I'm like, mother trucker, that's not you.
Right.
That's me. Right. That's my voice.
Right.
Basically, I knew what Jennifer Hudson said. She's like, but I got the voice. Like, I knew when in that moment when it happened, all I could think of Dream Girls. I was like, but I got the voice. I got the talent. Like, I knew in that moment what she meant. Like, it was, man, when I tell you, it has been some days and some times that I wanted to just like throw that phone. It was crazy. It was.
That's wow. Yeah. I know I would have been pissed.
Bro.
I know I would have been pissed.
Baby.
I know I would have been pissed.
Mad. 38 hot.
Yeah. So, what was your first thought when you hit the milli? I'm sorry, the milli .1. Oh my God.
So, what was
your first thought?
I was literally, so here's the funny thing. I was actually live that day doing an unboxing video from the products I had received. I was in my office sitting there just, chilling, nothing crazy like normal. And I had a couple of people in there. Probably, I think at the time I had like 100 or 50 people in the live with me at that time. And so the next thing you know, my boyfriend comes into the office. He's like, you hit it. And I'm like, hit what? And next thing you know, he was like, you hit the mill. And I was like, oh, and everybody started going crazy. And next thing you know, it like for some odd reason, it was like the whole live went from 150 to like 500 people real fast. Wow. And I was just like, wow, this for real? Yeah. Like you like you for real right now. Like you for real for play. And it was crazy. Like I think it took over a week for it to really just sink in that I really like did this. And I'm doing this. Like some days it's still surreal to believe that I'm really an influencer and I'm really, mingling with brands, doing this and doing that. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's dope though.
Thank you, man.
Look, I'm saying this though, but I know for me, I be running here crying because I like to get my naps in, baby. I ain't got time to be you know what I'm saying, opening no boxes and getting all that mail. I've been left all that mail in my mama's house.
I'm not
later. I'm doing better. I'm just not. I'm doing better. I'm in the process of embracing. I have truly been in the process of embracing my social media life. And I sometimes I be wanting people to understand I'm honestly not a social media person. If you really know me, you would know for a fact that I am not.
He is the most well-known inside house person I know.
Facts.
I mean, like, let's just tell you saying we're gonna keep it real, right?
We keeping it real. We keeping it in a $1,000,000.1 over here. We keeping it in $1,000,000.1 over here.
I always say on my page, I'm like, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Andre, you nasty, okay?
Right. Did you ever? Well, no. Did you? I don't think you answered the question. But did you ever think you would get to this point of going from just being your regular old self to being a motivational influencer type person?
In the words of Medea, hell no. When I tell y'all for real, I like it just became a hobby at some point because some of the gigs were coming few and far between. Because, like I said, I was battling the copycats. At one point, I was dealing with being shadow banned because people were spam liking. So, just a little free game, okay? If you want to get out there in that business, all right. If you're on TikTok and a bunch of people get the spam liking your videos, TikTok will shadow ban your butt. And your videos will not go on the For You page. So I was battling, like when I tell you, it was like before I hit the 1 mil and probably like around right before June of this year, I was losing followers by the dozens. And like, I was like, what is going on? I didn't understand. Like, it was just going crazy. And so finally I was like, you know what? just forget it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna keep posting, you know, and that was just what it was. I just stayed consistent.
And you definitely did as many times as me and you bumped heads. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm not going to say I was a naysayer. I was never a naysayer, but I had my preferences. And for me
Mhm.
personally, TikTok was not my preference.
No,
And that
no.
was and that was because with TikTok, they post a lot.
Yes, you do.
And
You
it was
have
not and it just was not in me to be creating content, editing the content, and then
Mhm.
I gotta take a
And
nap.
keep in mind too, I was doing this and also still having a job.
Right.
So that was the crazy thing. I was still having a regular 9 to 5 and was still having to try to post consistently to keep
Mhm.
myself out there and keep myself in the algorithm. So that was even harder, especially because I was at one point I was working sometimes anywhere between 45 to 50 hours a week. So I was doing
See how my
content.
face cringed up.
Yeah, I was doing content, a full
Mhm.
time job, and I was still taking clients on the weekend doing makeup. So I was juggling 3 hats literally pretty much almost every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of sleepless nights, staying up sometimes to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, recording, editing, getting a few hours of sleep, getting back up to go to work the next
Mhm.
day, then turning around, going to work, leaving work, getting home, setting up for clients, doing all that, then turn like, whoo, child.
I
It was a
bet.
lot,
I bet.
man.
So my next question is: so being that you a Millie.1, you have recently quit your job.
I did.
I've been
I
waiting.
did. I did. I said adios, baby. I was like,
So
give me.
what made you put your foot down and say I'm it's over, I'm done. No more 9 to 5s.
So, like I said earlier, God doesn't make mistakes; He makes decisions. It wasn't my decision; it was His, and I can't take credit for something
Make
that
me
He.
speak in my heavenly language over here. Shut up.
Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a little bit of a heathen, but I know the Lord too. Uh,
Mhm.
but no, seriously. So what ended up happening? This is the craziest thing that happened to me. So on August 8th, I had a really, 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 really rough time that day at work, and I almost walked off my job. It was like to the point where I was just like, is it worth my integrity and me being a human being to be demoralized, talked down to, not supported, for me to just get a check?
Mhm.
And next thing you know, I prayed about it. I stepped outside, literally had a moment, stepped outside, was about to cry and everything, prayed about it. God put me on my ass the next day. And I was sick as a dog. Like I'm talking about sick to the point where I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I could barely eat. My boyfriend was having to do everything for me at that time. And it was to a point that I was like, Lord, am I gonna make
Mhm.
it? And the thing was about it, all I could hear is everything is with intention. And so even while I'm literally laying in the bed, can't move, my body was literally just felt like it was failing me. And they didn't even know what was wrong with me. I tested negative for flu and tested negative for COVID, and they could not figure out what was wrong with me.
Mhm.
And I told myself once I started getting better, I was like, you can't pick up what God puts out. So, of course, if it's God's intervention, it will never come up on a medical scan.
Mhm.
So, when that happened and I had got so sick and I really stopped and I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, are you taking me from this because I wouldn't leave on my own and you knew that? Because when you think, and I ain't trying to preach to nobody, it's just what it is. But if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you got planned. And the truth of the matter is sometimes that even though we know that something is not for our good, we'll stay because misery is comfortable. And a lot of times we will get comfortable in our misery because it's familiar.
Mhm.
And even though we're miserable, everything is not going right, but because we know what our misery looks like every day, because
Mhm.
it's familiar, we'll stay in misery instead of wondering what could possibly be because we're
Mhm.
afraid that what we go after may not work because we know
Mhm.
this misery is already working.
Right.
And so when he took me from my job, because like I say again, wasn't my doing, it was his. When he took
Mhm.
me from my job, I literally got sick on the night, couldn't go back to work. And in the midst of that, I prayed and he said, it's time to leave. And I listened. when my body got strong enough, and the crazy thing about it, when I finally made the decision to leave, I started to get better.
Won't he do it?
I went from not being able to
my Christian stand.
I literally went from not being able to walk, not being able to keep any food down, not being able to do any of those things. And I sat down and I literally was in my house by myself, and I was praying and I was thinking about it. And I said, I think it's time for me to go. And then after that next day, I think I was actually able to keep food down. And so then the day after that, I started thinking about how I was going to leave and what I was going to say, what I was going to type out. I was able to start walking. And it was like every day I got stronger once I was strong in my understanding that it was time to go. And so I literally contacted them, was very professional about it, told them what was going on with me medically and everything else. And I was just like, I think it's time for me to move forward. And they were super understanding, really sweet about it. And they were just like, hey, if you want to come back, just let us know.
Because I ain't. Oh, no.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
I'm not. I ain't come back. Don't worry about it. Bridge burnt.
Not you burning bridges. Okay, Adele.
Burnt. So what? Okay, I forgot my next question.
Oh my god. The two of us ain't got no act right. I don't.
None. Hey everybody. Hey to all
you guys.
YouTube, my YouTube buddies and Facebook friends. Hello.
Hey.
So now that you let me $1,000,000.1. Ew.
Oh my god, you gonna do this the whole time?
I have to. You corrected me. So I look, when somebody correct me, I stand on $1,000,000.1.
Yeah.
So what are your plans now that you've left your you left your job,
right?
You got $1,000,000.1,
right?
You have tons of and you showed me. So I'm like, y'all, I don't listen.
Some people talk about it, actually be about
it. Some people talk. Y'all know I don't be vouching for everybody. Y'all already know how I get down. Y'all know I just do not be vouching for everybody. But she has tons of what's the word I'm looking for?
Product. Is considered PR.
She has tons of PR stuff. Like she gets tons of mail.
I got stuff
tons of products, like tons of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about now that you are a 24/7 influencer? How do you go about what's your schedule look like?
Oh my god. Here's the crazy thing, right? So when you are on somebody else's time, it is weird. Like you don't realize how much you need to be doing for yourself because you're on somebody else's time. And so when I finally was strong enough to start moving around, picking up my packages again, and all that stuff like that, and realized how behind I got, I was like, God dang, I was worried that I was gonna have too much time on my hand. I haven't had any time since, like, literally every single day since I left my job, I have had to either dealing with emails, dealing with meetings, like trying to hurry up and get product reviews out because I was sick for a week and a half. So I got completely behind. I'm still trying to play catch up right now. And a lot of stuff is going on. It's like every time you turn around, my emails are dinging, phone going off. It's crazy. So right now my schedule is literally, I spend a lot of my time on Sundays trying to map out my week ahead of time to kind of give myself an idea. Okay, you need to get this done by this day, this done by that day, or have this meeting on this day or whatever it is, especially because I'm trying to work on more projects that I'm trying to push out outside of just myself.
Right. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, like this is, tell them who you is one more time. I don't even want to talk about it because she keep correcting me. I don't even want to tell them.
You tell a black person something one time. It's just like when you owe somebody money, right? Or so when they owe you money, that 20 was looking real nice. Now get your little funky 20. It wasn't funky when you asked for it.
But look, I got Lady Painted 90, TikTok a milli point 1 followers, and she's from right here. It's right here in Shreveport, and like to me, I don't care what nobody else got to say. To me, you have a 1,000,000.1 followers. I think that's an amazing accomplishment. Period. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I'm standing on it. That's a huge accomplishment. Period. Because I know that you're so open with yourself,
right?
And I'm not. So it ain't no way I'm private like a mother. Y'all know. I'm kind of private like a mother.
Private. Does that make sense?
Huh?
You're selective private. Does that make sense? I'm selective
private. So I'm not gonna be on TikTok pouring my heart and my life out to 1,000,000 people. Y'all can get up out my business. Period.
I cannot. Oh my
God. Just saying. So for like I said, that's just an amazing, like, that is just Hey Jeremy.
They're calling you out. They're calling you out.
Look, they know I'm honest, baby. You ain't finna get up in my business. You ain't finna do it on him.
We're not doing it.
So a 1,000,000.1. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. Because last time me and her went out to eat, like, she was getting approached like a mug, and I'm like, she's spending quality time with her friend, so y'all can be groupies on that side of the restaurant because
oh my God. We were actually having a business meeting, and somebody literally, what was so funny about it was that the woman was so loud that other people started turning their heads in the restaurant.
And y'all know how I get. I was ready to book. Like, why is they looking at us? What's the problem?
Your friend over here, sorry, backwards. Your friend over here, there we go. This person, there we go. That person, she gonna talk about, okay, celebrity. She ain't making no damn better, y'all. I'm talking about, we literally in the middle of this place. She's like, okay, celebrity. And I'm like,
listen, y'all already know. Y'all know how I get.
Baby,
no act right. So that's moving on to my next question. So now you got the 1,000,000.1, right? And this is something that I tell people a lot. Mm-hmm. I have. Sometimes people have the nerve to ask me for advice. So I look at people crazy when they ask me for advice anyway, because my advice is,
sometimes your advice could have somebody on the first 48. I'm just saying.
Facts. That's just facts.
Sometimes.
That's just facts.
That's
just facts.
I'm just saying.
But I always give people advice on how to put their team together. Okay.
Ooh, can we talk about it?
Yeah, I always give people advice. If you have, and I will say this now, if you have a talent and you have people that believe in your talent, and you got people that's like really like rooting for you and believe in you,
right?
Go ahead and have your team in place.
Yes,
because when that day comes. And with the social media world we live in, you never know who, what, when, where, or how. Correct. Just like you just boom 1,000,000. I was like,
so she's not going to be honest. So I'll be honest. So what most people don't know, because she is so humble, Ron has actually been a part of my social media career from the beginning. She's been working behind the scenes on stuff. And what y'all don't know is, so yeah, I'm spilling tea. You said we're going to be honest. Let's go. So Ron is actually my creative director on projects that I do have coming up. She just ain't trying to tell y'all the tea because she's trying to be humble. I'm going to spill it. You can sop it up with a biscuit later. But
all right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in conversation.
Oh my God. I'm just, hey, if we gonna go there, we gonna go there. We gonna call the truth. So y'all are not just gonna see my name and what I'm trying to work on as my production company. You're gonna be seeing her name on stuff too. So let's not even act like this is not gonna be a thing. So you can cut that out. Yeah. I spilled the beans. I put it out there. I put it out there live on social media. What's good? Because I got one question. Who gonna check me, boo? All right. I thought
I'll turn this live off. Turn this live off and delete it.
Maybe she will, but anybody else, I don't know about it.
You know what? While I'm sitting up here thinking about it, because we still got a few more minutes because we need to talk about how you're going to establish your team. So first of all, I need to shout out to Auntie Tootie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I still haven't been to your restaurant yet, but I'm coming. You know I'm coming strong. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring Ariel with me. So we can have one of our meetings at Tootie Restaurant. I'm definitely down for it. What's up, Trippy Trav? I see you. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Jeremy Lee. Hello, Jeff, Takeover TV. Thank you, Keisha, for following her. I definitely appreciate it. And Lashik, we reaching out to you.
Yes. Oh my God. First of all, girl, the bag.
Are you still here?
Everything and then some. Living. Love it.
Yes.
Also about Trippy Trav, I am 33 years old, cutest for puppies and babies. I am a grown woman. I am beautiful.
So go ahead and tell us how are you putting your team together? How did you pick your team?
It was easy. Really, to be honest, here's the thing, and I'm a big believer.
Wait, let me do this one more time since people are just now tuning in. This is Ariel Lathan, Lady Painted 90 on TikTok. She's from right here in Shreveport, and she has 1,000,000.1 followers. So we interviewing her right here. Okay, back to the answer.
So it's really simple. When I got into the notion of don't worry about who doesn't support, worry about who does. And when it became that for me, my circle got real small. Mm-hmm. And I realized that a lot of times doors are not opening in your life because some people can't go with you.
Oh, I'm just gonna knock everything down. I'm just gonna knock it.
I'm so serious. When people say that you're in the hallway because you're in between blessings, that's because you got somebody behind you trying to go where you're going and they can't go where you're going. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will say that they see your vision and they only saying it just so they can be a part of the blessing. Mm-hmm. And when I decided to start putting my team together, I decided to choose those people that were with me, even when you have people that don't care what the vision looks like, they just want to be a part of what you're doing because they believe in you. That's your team. They don't care. They're like, oh, you want us to rub ourselves down in peanut butter and we're gonna put it on a video? Bet. Like if you got people that really believe in what you're doing when nobody else does, that's your team. And so it was really easy to start, putting pieces together of people that I need you on this project. I need you on that project. This is what I'm trying to do. Because when I tell you that even though being sick was like one of the worst feelings in the world, I realized that God was breaking me in order to make me whole. And I had to go through that in order for me to be at a point where I was like, you know what? Everything I told myself I couldn't do, I'm coming for it because I know I can. And when you walk with faith and not worry, it's a different thing. It's a hope. When I tell you that no matter what obstacles I'm going through, I know that my joy and my glory is bigger than the obstacle. And so at this point in my life now, I don't care what you throw at me. I'd have been homeless. I'd have gone through multiple job situations. I've been unappreciated. I have gone through terrible relationships. I've gone through family not supporting me. If I can go through that, this is a cakewalk. This is nothing.
Where's my keyboard? Let me put you in E flat real quick. Where's my keyboard?
Okay. Because what I realize is your journey was specifically designed for you. Because if somebody else would have had it, they would have folded like a lawn chair.
Thanks.
Your journey was designed for you because something greater is coming. I'm so serious. If I hadn't gone through half the stuff that I went through, I wouldn't be able to handle what I'm dealing with now. And a lot of times when you think that God doesn't hear you, he's just preparing you. And I realized all the things that I went through, literally every single thing led me to this point. He was getting me prepared to be able to handle the bigger load. And I'm grateful more than anything else. Honestly. So
the doors of Oh So Dope are now open.
Will you come?
Will you come? Will there be one? Man, that is awesome. So now that you're in the process of of getting your, now that you're in the process of developing your team and getting your team together, what you got, what other type of production? So matter of fact, you actually are developing a production company as well, correct?
Yes. It's
Okay.
going to be actually LP Productions, of course, Lady Painted Productions. Basically, I'm coming up with that because even though my platform is going to be the catalyst for a lot of other projects that I'm utilizing, I don't want it to, like, people for some reason have a misconceived notion when they see me that they don't know me. They think I'm like bougie or, uppity or whatever, like I'm self-centered or whatever. And I just want to see my team win. So like when things started changing for me, you notice yourself, I was getting y'all on the phone telling you, hey, this is what I want you to do. I need your help with this. I want you on this with me. And that's what it was, because I feel like if I'm eating, I want my people to eat.
Right.
I don't care about anybody
And
else.
to be honest, like when you said that to me, I knew something in you had changed because I've never seen you like that before, if that makes sense. I have never seen that side of you. So I was like, oh, she changed. She for real. Oh, let's get it. I stay down. So that was awesome just to feel that change in you, to be like, yeah, I'm about my business. Let's get it. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Productions.
yeah.
So tell us about your first production. I mean your first shucks.
Like my first project?
Yes, that's the P. Like, what?
Oh, baby, the anointing just took over you. Sometimes
okay. Your first project under LP Productions.
Yes. So I am actually collaborating with somebody that's actually a local photographer here. His name is Richard Jones. You can actually find him at Rich Photography 42. He's a photographer, but we're going to take a different spin. So he is also somebody that I look at like a father figure, pretty much like a relative. And the conversations that we would always have, they would be so deep and so meaningful. And then a lot of times they would be over just having food. Like when I tell you, when you come to him and his wife's house, Makia Jones, they are like the most loving people that you will ever meet, right? And it's almost like the parents that you've always wished that you wanted, just in case you may not come from that type of environment. And I know that was kind of my backstory, that my household was just kind of all over the place. And so basically we did one video already, and it did amazing, and it was a review for Tony's actual hot sauce that is out of Atlanta. And so many people were like, oh my god, we want to see more this. And so I came up with the idea of cooking with pops. And so it's all about that southern father that gives you that advice and also teaches you a meal that you may not have ever thought to prepare. So basically I am trying to make him like your favorite TikTok dad, that you've always wanted, all that, basically that positive Black role model, because society has already painted them as monsters. And I need them to understand that we're more than what they think.
That's awesome. Oh, Jasmine, I see your question. I'm going to ask her in one second. Now, let's talk about just a little bit, because it's not fully developed.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so just a little bit. Let's talk about your other project that's going to be under LP Production.
So the second project that is going to take a little bit longer, because there's a lot more production work. Like I said, Ron is my creative director on this as well. Also, y'all may know it was young Nisa. Our girl is going to be working with us with audio and everything else. Also, Richard Jones is going to be working with videography. So we are basically, I came up with the idea of creating an all-women actual podcast panel. And so what we're going to be doing is creating a visual podcast. You can still listen to it, but it's going to be visual with the whole YouTube, the whole 9 yards. So that is going to be the tribe. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That probably won't be actually able to drop until next year. So because there's a lot of moving parts that we're going to be working. Ron already knows we're going to be working on that. So that is hopefully going to be dropping next year, but I'm actually going to be starting working on Cooking with Pops this year. So that will probably roll out probably within a month. So
okay. So Jasmine posted. Y'all can post y'all questions. I might. Yeah, it's fine. Post y'all question. I might ask them. I might not, because y'all know how y'all get. It's my motherly look. But Jasmine wants to know, as a leader, can you speak on how to delegate and direct your team?
the funny thing about it is I don't necessarily look at myself as a leader. I just look at myself as a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? So like to me, I feel like your team is your tribe. It's your community. And it's like I don't necessarily look at myself as a leader. I just look at myself as a part of the community because there's going to be times where Ron is going to know more than I know on something, so she's going to take lead. Nisa's going to know something more than I know, so she's going to take lead. The ladies that I have that are on my team, Toy Tasha Bristow, Chiffon Dyes, is also Akita Bees. So these women are all amazing at the things that they do, and the people to come that will actually want to be a part of what I'm doing. Every one of them has leadership capabilities. So we are all our own leaders in our own lives. So I do expect all of them to actually have their moment to shine and also teach me something as well. Why you why you looking like that? Why you looking like you looking?
This is the business side. I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready for this.
Why you ain't got no act right? Why?
Okay, so just a little look, me being the correct, just a little bit. I do mine like this, just a little bit. Now, do you have a couple of tips for people who are choosing to go in just a couple? Don't give them all the juice.
Not all the juice.
Not all the juice. Just a little.
So like that little swig,
that emoji, like
it. Minute Maid, you know what I'm talking about? That Minute Maid carton where you got that little swig left. That's what we talking about right there. That right there.
So just give them a couple of tips for people because we just live in a social media world now, which is so you have people who want to be, and we see it daily. We have people who are wanting and aiming to be on an influencer level. Give them
the number one that's going to take you far: authenticity. That's it. Authenticity. Here's what
I'm gonna tell y'all. You gotta let other people say it because when I tell y'all that, y'all look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you the truth. So now that I got a 1,000,000.1 TikTok influencer telling you the same thing that I done told you, maybe you'll believe it.
I hate
you. I'm telling you because I tell people that all the time.
Is
you already know
authenticity. That when I tell you that I'm no different, just like I'm doing this interview. This is business, but I'm still being me. Authenticity. People don't care about, if you can act like the next person or this and sometimes that's what gets on my nerves so much about little small things in our city because it's like, oh, this person doing this, I'm gonna do it. This person over here doing it. And it's like,
come on.
I'm just saying, if you are, as Cat Williams say, be in tune with your star player. If you in your lane, you don't know what that lane is doing, so you in tune with your star player.
Come on.
And at the end of the day, it was never about, okay, so this person is doing this person is doing that. The most that you have to worry about something when you're an influencer is what is trending. Right? Like, trends, or in my case, makeup products, brands, that is okay to kind of see what other people are doing so you can see what the hype is. That's a part of the business, right? But when you're sitting up here taking bite from bite, somebody else's completely personality, and that's not even you, it makes me ask you, do you even know who you are? And that's the real reality of it. I don't want a carbon copy. I want the original.
Right.
And at the end of the day, just be authentic. Whatever your niche is, whatever your hobby is, whatever you love to do, whatever makes you smile when you think about it, that is what you do. And find it and run with it. That's it. That's the biggest thing I can honestly say.
Right. Okay. Well, I know you got some more stuff. I know your schedule, boo boo. I know you got some more stuff to get popping tonight. So what I do at the end of my interviews is I tell whoever I'm interviewing, I can't think I be trying to use big words, trying to be professional. I can't think of damn big word right now. I can't think of a big word. I can't think of damn word right now. I'm like, baby, come on, run, get the syllables out. I tell the person I'm interviewing to let loose. So all I need you to do right now is I just need you to motivate. That's it. But let me go ahead and do my little ending, and then I'm gonna let you loose. Okay. So first of all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is another awesome pop-up with Amelie. Shout out to Big Sack, GVO Radio. What's up? I'm gonna be on GVO Radio tomorrow. I'm crashing. I ain't got invited to be on there or nothing. I'm just gonna pop up. This what I do.
So I can come.
I'm just popping up. Just popping up.
I got you.
Thank y'all once again. Thank y'all for tuning in to Oh So Dope. Thank y'all to those who have subscribed to the YouTube page, tuned in on my Facebook page. I most definitely appreciate it. But at this point of time, I'm finna let her loose.
Oh my God.
And go.
Oh my goodness. First and foremost, again, if you didn't know, I'm your favorite cousin that you didn't need. You didn't know you need it. Okay. I'm finna get in your ass real quick. Because first and foremost, I want you to understand something. I tell this to people all the time. Other people's opinion of you is not fact. So I want you to understand something. You will build a understanding of yourself off of somebody else's opinion. And at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is the one that you have of yourself. That's the only fact that you need to know. Can't nobody tell you about you like you do. And if they try to tell you about it, baby, you can always change the story. You are the narrator to your story. And until you leave this earth, you're always writing your pages. And I need you to understand something more than anything else. No matter who didn't believe you, who wasn't there for you, who wasn't around or anything else, that cannot stop you. Nobody can stop you but you. And I want you to understand something. Even if nobody tells you, you have always been enough, even in your darkest hour. You have no idea who you're lighting the way for because you're so focused on your darkness. I want you to also understand, because a lot of times, especially in the Black community, it is very taboo that we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about the issues that eat us up alive. There are so many people right now that go to work every day, go to church, go to different events, and on the inside, they're slowly dying. I want you to understand something more than anything else. It is okay to not be okay, but it is not okay to stay like that. Have your moment, accept it, and move forward. If you continue to live in the past, you'll never be able to enjoy the present. That's all I got.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm gonna see y'all again soon, but I ain't gonna tell you when. Ooh, that was a bar. Ooh, that was a bar.
Now she dropping.
Y'all stay on my page or something, or turn on the notifications or whatever y'all do to keep up with the next pop up. Also, Dope Network, Ron Brown, we out.
Be easy.